That's it. That's all there is. Now here's the inventory inventory is full and you swap item function. Now you can ignore this line. It says ignore line. This is just for me to know that this is a whole new code and where the code is. All right. So we make a boolean. Booleans are values, boolean, new boolean. We call it swap. Now if your inventory selection equals to 1, if you're on your hotbar 1, remember our inventory is full and we want to pick up a new item. We say inventory selection equals to 1, then the inventory item 1, so this is the thing we're holding right now, is also your current item, but your current item you're holding is the inventory 1 item. We'll say its position equals to item check position. We basically want to make it so that the thing you're holding gets swapped places with the thing on the floor, otherwise it just drops in your hand. You can do that too, but it looks kind of weird. So we do that. Inventory item 1 collidable equals true. Remember we did it false earlier, so just make sure you can actually interact with the world again. We make it so the physics type is tumbling. Some items also have character, but tumbling is like most items are tumbling, so you can move them around. Yeah, I think you just add that. And then item check. Now remember, this is the inventory item. You're dropping this on the floor. However, the item check is the thing you want to pick up. So when I say this collidable equals false, physics type equals fixed. And then inventory item 1 equals to item check. Again, the floor item is now your item 1. The current item, so it's the thing you were holding, which was the previous inventory 1 item. We want to then say that thing, the current item you're holding, is now the thing that was originally on the floor. So that's now in your inventory 1 item. You can make the same thing, you just add inventory item 1. It does the exact same thing, but we just do it item check because it's less confusing. And then item check, so that was originally the thing that was on the floor that you just picked up. Now we want to make it equals to nothing again because we don't need to recheck, okay? And then swap equals false. And that's all the code for it. Now you just got to go up here again, copy, and paste the whole thing down below here. Inventory selection I equals 2, inventory item 2, inventory item 2. From it was originally 1, you just change all to 2, 2, 2. These 3 top ones. And then down here 1. If it says 1, basically just change it to 2 because you got to correspond it to 2. Blah 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 blah. And then swap equals false. The third one is exactly the same. You do the exact same thing here. Blah 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 blah. 3 equals false. I'll just give you a slow thing in case you really want to look at it. Alright, that's enough. Below. Alright, that's it. And the fourth, exact same. Bam, now you have swapping done. Now down here, so right now you can only pick up items and you can swap them from your inventory. Poggers. Now we want to drop and throw items. Very simple. Current item, so that means if you're holding an item, okay. Now we want to do brackets. Theoretically, you don't need to add brackets since you're on Xbox and you're not using a keyboard. You can just add right trigger. Pressed. Yeah, I forgot to add pressed. You don't have to add pressed, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Press. This is all you need, these two. This here is just if in case somebody's using a control or switching to keyboard, I use different buttons, so, you know. Anyway, current item. Collidable equals true, so this is the item you're holding. You want to throw it now. It has to be collidable again. Its physics has to be tumbling. Bam, it cannot fly out. If the item you're holding, so your current item, if it's in inventory selection 1, we just make sure inventory equals nothing, and we just copy paste and make 2, 3, 4, and then just corresponding numbers. Very, very simple. This just makes sure that the thing you're holding now is no longer still displayed in your inventory. Oh wait. That was just my screen. And then you push. Okay, push your current item that you're still in your hand in direction, camera forward, plus world up, multiplied by 0.1. So it kind of has an upward arc a bit, so it doesn't just fly straight forward. Strength 10, 5. You can do it however you want. I just made it 10, you know, so yeah. And then current item equals nothing. Bam, you're done. You can throw items now. Poggers. Now you just copy paste the exact same thing again and put it still below here. Okay, still below current item. And then you do using X. So your drop function, you say you want to do X. For computer, I just did Q because I kind of like that button. I don't know what the official button is, but oh well. Current item collidable equals true, blah blah blah. The exact same code. Exact same. The only thing you did not add is the push thing. Exact same, okay? And there you have it. Let me check what time I am on. I'm way over fucking time. Jesus Christ. Okay. I guess I'll just post this on my main account. Or maybe I'll cut it into 2 sections, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably cut it into 2 sections. Yeah, I'll do part 1. And now here... So this is all for the picking up and blah blah blah. So now we can pick up and scroll items. Or scroll to the bar, we have nothing. Now, there's one thing I want to point out though. If your scroll bar is at the 4th, it'll only put items into the 2nd thing. It'll like go after the order. Let's say I throw something. My throw function broke. Sometimes it does that. It's okay. Let's try that again. Awkward. I actually have not tested this, so it's gonna be funny. Okay, throw it out and picks it up again. Throw it out. Okay, it still works. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, so now we can do all this. Now, the last thing I'm gonna tell you is how to do the door interacting thingy. So you can open it and blah blah blah, you know. This is not a hammer, so it won't break. Take the hammer. Absolutely destroyed. Anyway. Now how this works, wait a minute to do that. I'm going to make a door. You do once global door equals me. So we added that so that this thing is only so that the hand thing shows up. I want to do a new list item, which is called special items or interactable items, however you want. Now notice this is not global, so this is just in your local door. This just runs in its brain. Incremented by, I'm going to go pick up the item that corresponds with it. If you have multiple keys, you can either add them one by one, or you can do into all the items, you can just say in-world picker special items incremented by me. If you have multiple like keys or whatever, and you don't want to like put so many in here, but I think putting them in here is honestly easier. So you can just ignore it in the key part, just put them in here. And then special item increment by hammer. Now I don't think the game has hammers or crowbars, so I think key is enough. The reason I'm using list items instead of a character boolean is because with an object variable you can only put in one at a time, but with list you can put on many items. Now power has changed cooldown. You do not need this thing. Okay, these 2 lines you technically don't need it. This is just to make sure that when I've interacted with the item and like you've opened the door, because here has power. If the door opens and closes, it does a cooldown of 2 seconds. Otherwise you could just keep spamming the sound. It gets annoying. And I don't know if the game has a cooldown on your timer, so you can technically remove this and just pull all the interactive thing over there. But anyway, if you're not on cooldown, you can interact with the door. Interactor equals to it. This just means the person that has interacted with you, in this case the player, because you pressed on it, so you're the interactor. You can also change this to player if you want. Up to you really. Actually rename to player. Same thing, doesn't matter. I just did an interactor because sometimes in my games I have a lot of object variables. So not special items. Contains interactor current item. What this means is, let's ignore the not for now and say special items contains the player that interacted with current item. Remember, this item is that the player is holding, and this is the player object variable. So it says, okay, the player's item that he's holding, does it contain one of these 2 that I added to my special set list, and I said not. So if it's not, if the player's item that he's holding is not a part of a special items, the interactable thing, then if the door is unlocked, it'll just toggle power. However, if the door is not locked yet, it'll play a sound, and you just do rattle. Or rattle locked, or whatever sound you want. So it just plays out once and it's done with it. You can spam it too, but you know, oh well. However, you can also make this as an else line and just put nested under here. But however, let's say if the item that the player is holding is contained as a special item, and the item he's holding, interactor current item's name, so the item's name you're holding equals to hammer. I renamed this thing to hammer. Then you player sound with explosion, splinter, I don't know what it's called, destroy me with effect. Now obviously in the game it doesn't destroy anything, so you can just ignore this line, you can just remove it really. But you know, I just did it as a point, you know, to add different interactable things. Now, if the door is not unlocked, now remember, the door is not unlocked, so if it's still locked, if the door is locked, the interactors, so this is down here, it says if the item the player is holding, the door is not unlocked, the item that the player is holding, its name is key. This item's name is already key, let's just, bam, let's make sure it shows it's a key. And it has to be the exact same name, okay, equal to key. Technically you could like make it so that the interactor current item is holding, his name is like, let's say, hey, you can play around with it. Equals to a key. Basically, if the player is holding a key, like for example, if you want to like make different keys for different doors, you can just name it like key 1 or key wood door, and then just, you know, play that around. You can make different types of keys. But anyway, play sound, door unlocked. Okay. There's a lot of unlocked sounds. Not door, Jesus. There we go. Let's just write unlocked. I don't know, it gets... Door unlock turn, yeah, there we go. I don't know, I've got to highlight his name. Door unlock turn. You can also do different sounds, and then we power it on so it opens at once. If you don't want it to open instantly, you can just like ignore this line. So it only like... it only unlocks and you have to click interact again and then it opens. Destroy interactor current item, so it destroys the key. If you don't want the key to be destroyed, you can just ignore this as well. I don't know how the game handled it. Maybe they don't destroy the key, you can just throw the key away. That works too. Unlocked equals true, because once it's unlocked you cannot use the key again. Let's just try it by not destroying the item thing, by not destroying the key. So what we'll do is pick up the key again. I have it in my inventory, I'm not holding it, and I'm holding it. Pakam, it opens it, and I did not destroy the key. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's a funny thing now that it doesn't open it, because it is contained as a special. So what we then can do, okay, that's funny. What we can then do is, in case you don't want the key to be destroyed, you can just say, interactor, wait, no, that's wrong. Special items decremented by interactor current item. So we like, we just remove it from its special items, like here it still opens. Oh, it opens and closes it normally. Okay, that works now. You can just throw the key away and not use it anymore. So that's if you don't want the key destroyed. But obviously, I prefer just having the key destroyed, so I'm going to add it in there and lock it destroyed. That's all the code for the inventory thing. It's quite a long one. I'll have to split into 2 videos because I'm uploading this not with my official YouTube account. I don't have it, I can only do 15 minutes, but whatever. Boing, you can throw it away. You can also drop items or throw them on the floor, whatever. So yeah, that's it for the Hello Neighbor thingy, and you learned something new. So yeah, let's see, how long did I record? 28 minutes, Jesus.